Brian Kilmeade saying that, there's a colored sorority that VP Kamala Harris spoke at. Colored was what he used. Let's remind you of this as he gives, a defense, I guess. Here it is.
The problem with Kamala Harris, number one, she has not had her record exploited heavily because people thought and marginalized her. Even in the Democratic Party, they said, wow, what a bad choice Joe Biden made. Number two is she hasn't sat down for an interview. When she sits down in an interview and says, do you want to defund ICE? Where do you stand on Medicare for all? Why didn't you show up? The most recent decision, already you got a question. She will not show up for the Prime Minister's joint session of Congress today. She'd rather address in the summer a sorority, a college sorority, like she can't get out of that. So that's her decision, and that's her decision to back up the protesters.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. A colored sorority, like she can't get out of that. It's not an important event. That's what he was saying in the back of his mind. Colored. His words, okay? Says her record has never been, I guess, challenged. She's run multiple elections, very successful ones, Attorney General of the state of California, US Senator, et cetera. But the interesting thing is, I've seen Donald Trump on that show maybe 10, 15 times. You all have never interviewed him. The last question, Kilmeade, that you gave to Trump was, do the comments get under your skin? That was your actual journalistic question to Donald damn Trump. Does it make you upset? How does it make you feel on the inside, Donald? While talking about VP Kamala Harris has not given an interview, sir, you have not given an interview. All right, here's the double down.
We were talking about why Kamala Harris would not choose to be behind Benjamin Netanyahu. She has an opportunity to look like a president, as a vice president, preside over a joint session of Congress. Instead, she wanted to give a speech to a sorority, to a college sorority. Somebody else thought I said a different word. So while I'm doing radio around 9:20, I start getting a bunch of text messages about what's going on online. And then I see Lawrence cut and pasted what you put up. And people thought I had a disparaging racial word instead of saying college sorority. So this ends up being this big thing. And it turns out the person who did it is head of the Washington Correspondents Association. And he's a Politico guy who does Playbook every day. I ended up speaking to him at the end of the day, and that conversation will remain private. But they walked it back. They corrected it. Said Kamala Harris is running. They were looking to label anyone, anytime, a racist, sexist, misogynist. I'm not going to back off anything I say. I think it was a huge mistake of going to a college sorority instead of the Prime Minister's address. And I'm not going to apologize for it, but people who are in the media should be responsible when they report things.
Well, Brian,
just for the record, I just spent the last 6 years studying Booker T. Washington and sitting there, the president and freedom fighter, and Frederick Douglass. Do you think for a second I would even use that word for the 1930s, nor would I ever be insensitive enough to even think it on the couch?
We know you very well, Brian. No, you would not.
Hell no. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do it. Since he wants to play this game, he studied Booker T for 6 years. That'll do it. That'll get black people back on your side. But what about these remarks?
We know that being politically correct and the DEI got us Kamala Harris as a vice president. Yeah. And now we know that so many different industries have been hurt. Is this part of the process? When you have the DIA director saying, when you have the Secret Security director.
The question is this about DEI? Are you not hiring the best people? Are you hiring the most diverse people? We already saw what it's done to the White House. They went over the top with diversity. They hired a bunch of people that don't even like Joe Biden. They're protesting him. Is that causing quality problems here?
There can, by the way, because you can do this any time of the year.
You can do this. I do it in the summer, and I put
fresh strawberries in here too.
Oh, what a good idea.
Do you make
Right?
Kool-Aid?
That's another.
I'm going to try this.
Do I do what?
Make Kool-Aid.
No, I don't make Kool-Aid,
that
but
reminds me
I
of
made
the
an
summer.
adult beverage for us.
We keep marrying other species and other ethnics and other.
Are you sure you're not suffering from some of the causes of dementia right now?
The problem is the Swedes have pure genes.
That man says species. We're marrying different species. Okay. So this was a hell of a thing because to me, he made it worse by trying to present himself as some kind of black scholar. Then he went Booker T. Good gracious, man. Have some respect, sir. All right. Yasmin, thoughts here.
Yeah. If people are used to getting away with saying and even thinking certain things, then things are going to slip out, especially when you're talking every day on camera. That's your job. And even when they do, perhaps that is a good time to do some self-reflection and think, do I like this about myself? Why did that come out of my mouth? Do I really feel this way? Do I want to change my ways and change my thinking? Will I change and will I be better going forward? But then you have Brian Kilmeade out here just being defensive, clarifying a record when there's a literal recording of what he said. And there are so many more recordings of things that he has said that were questionable. And this whole line with the DEI president and vice president, I was tired of this DEI president line before it even started. It was so predictable. Anyone could have told you that that was what they were going to say as soon as Kamala Harris became the presumptive presidential nominee. And I just said this on the damage report just now. People who are resistant to change, people who are bigoted, who are racist, and for those reasons, they want to just limit their scope, their sphere of influence to just this one group of people. They are regressive and they will fall behind. They are behind. Brian Kilmeade in this way of thinking is so behind. Even like the Kool-Aid comment that he made to his own Fox News colleague is crazy. Like,
Right.
grow up and move on.
That's right. And the way she responded, she knew exactly where it
she
came
knew.
from, right? And by the way, to the Kilmeades of the world, the most beautiful thing VP Harris did was not show up for Netanyahu because he is, in fact, a murdering maniac, in my opinion, and committing genocide. And so this shows a distinction between her and Biden's policy as it relates to the Israeli war against allegedly Hamas while killing innocent Palestinians. I was actually very proud of her for doing exactly what she did.